How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first unscripted review that isn't of a headlight restoration kit. However, I did just film a headlight restoration kit unscripted review, so look out for that. But today we are going to be doing something that I have actually needed to do for quite a while on this car, and that is bleed the brakes. And you might be thinking to me, all right, is Scott or Evan or Ryan going to come out of the woodwork and help you with one of those little like hand pump squeezy things? No. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a product that Ryan actually bought and then turned us all onto, which is a Motive positive pressure brake bleeder. This turns brake bleeding into a one-man job, which is something I am all for because I don't need to make my friends sit out here when it is currently 30 degrees in this garage. We actually found these things a couple of years ago, and Ryan ended up picking one up when we went to Summit. Video coming out on that later, actually. But the one that he bought didn't have the proper, I don't know what you call this, head, bit, adapter. I'm gonna call it an adapter from now on. The one he bought had the Euro adapter, and that's actually the one they come with standard. I don't have a Euro car currently. Well, I do, it's outside freezing. So I needed a special adapter for Ford cars and Subarus, because for some reason they use the same one. So now, I'm going to fill this with .4 because I'm going to convert this car from .3 to .4. And we're going to go around to all four wheels and bleed the brakes. And I'm going to show you how easy of a process this is now, that there is going to have positive pressure. Not only that, but so this reservoir right here, this isn't just for air. You actually put brake fluid in here and it goes down this hose into your master cylinder. This should make it so that I don't have to constantly be looking and making sure there's fluid in here. I still probably will, just to be sure, because I am going to have to do this entire system. And another note, do not go over 1 bar. We're basing that off of what the BMW and the Mini said when we were doing that brake kit, but it's probably good for pretty much every other brake line, considering they all use about the same lines and stuff. And you never know when you're going to have a rusty line, although this is a very fast way to find it. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it. I need to take the wheels off this car because I actually have another set of wheels that was loaned to me, which is painted red for some reason, but we'll deal with that later. But yeah, let's just jump right into it, and let's give this thing a go. If you're new here, unscripted reviews, I don't have a script, as you probably can tell from my ramblings. It allows me to review a product without having some preconceived ideas. So everything I say from here on will be as I am working, and will be as raw as possible. So now let's jump into it. So first step is going to be to remove these wheels, which means I'm going to need to use one of these special keys because the previous owner was afraid somebody was going to steal his plasti-dipped stock Subaru wheels. I don't know either, but it is annoying and I want to get stock Subaru lug nuts because having to carry this around with me all the time sucks. So let me throw some hearing protection on and we will get this thing off. Alrighty, so now that the wheel's off, you can see this is your brake caliper, and this right here is your bleed screw. And that is what we are going to be attaching the hose to so that we can get the brake fluid out of this. Now before we do that, we need to hook up the Motive brake bleeder, which I will cut to now. So this is your actual brake bleeder. It's not really that complicated, it's just a tank that you put brake fluid in and a hand pump that you pump it with. So I'm going to set this here so I don't knock it off, and we will remove this cap. And then this is a bit tricky. You have to find the sweet spot and give it a little pressure to press it down. And then you can turn it to lock it in place. Now we can open this. Come on, there you go. And I'm going to grab some .4 that I'm going to use to flush the system. And we will just pour it on in. So actually, I didn't actually buy this for the car. I'm gonna be honest with you, I bought this way back when I still had the Mini, and we had egregious amounts of brake issues with that car. Which, honestly, I'm starting to think wasn't result of bad anything. I think the previous owner of that car did not put the calipers on properly. Alrighty. Honestly, this probably isn't the brake fluid that's going to stay in the car for very long. That is just Walmart brand fluid. But it will do for now. And then you just start giving this some pumps. And stop at 1 bar. And hopefully, if I've done this correctly, this should just stay where it needs to stay. So now let's jump back down to the wheel and see what we can do to get the fluid to come through. So now we're going to use the nondescript soda bottle tactic for this, which you're going to need a bit of clear line here. You're going to stick onto the nipple and use a 10 millimeter, or at least that's what it is for me, to crack open the line and let all of the nasty, disgusting fluid out of it, preferably into the bottle. So this is going to be the closest one to the actual master cylinder, so this shouldn't take too very long. And in fact, it already looks like it is pretty clean coming out here. So I'm going to start screwing this back on here. Now listen, don't go ham, egg, and cheese on those when you're tightening it on, because you will snap those off. We have in the past, or I haven't at least, but some friends of mine have on Subarus, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to get them out. So go easy on those. And then just look at the nasty fluid that came out of there. That's all .3. So we're gonna move to the other side, to the other wheel, and do the exact same thing. So far, this is almost so easy a caveman could do it. A kind reminder, if you do happen to be like me and get brake fluid all over your car, brake fluid is rather caustic, so it will start to eat through things. I would not recommend leaving it wherever it falls. I would clean it up as fast as you possibly can. The rest of the process is a lot of rinse and repeat. Take the wheel off, attach brake bleeder reservoir, crack nipple free, let fluid flow, and then just retighten the nipple and take the reservoir off and move to the next wheel. Well, as you can see, that was way easier than normally bleeding your brakes. As I mentioned earlier, this is usually a dread thing for me, but that took about a half an hour. The Motive brake bleeder is a little bit more expensive. I will put the price on the screen here because I don't remember it off the top of my head. It is worth it. It is worth every penny. Get the adapter that fits your car, get some good brake fluid, and just put the car up on stands and go for it. There's no hassle, there's no fuss, there's no mess. I was wearing gloves only because my tires are disgusting. There was no reason for me to do so. This is a great product. Whoever at Motive decided that this needs to be made, good for you. Now, just a little housekeeping thing. Keep it under a bar. About a bar or less is what I was using, and that seemed to be perfectly fine for the pressure this car needed. Make sure you go until the fluid is clear-ish, or as clear as the brake fluid you're using can get. And don't mix brake fluids. I swapped .3 in this car to .4. Also, check your calipers. As you saw, my one was very loose. You know, that should not be able to move that much. Honestly, it's pretty straightforward. I don't really need to go much into this. So would I recommend this? Yeah, 100%. As a matter of fact, I was very happy when Ryan bought this because I was going to buy one, and I might still buy one because it's nice to just have it around, especially because this is going to be a track car. With that, and with that glowing review of this, I am going to wrap this video up. I still have another one I need to finish up. So that's going to end this video for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you're new here, maybe take a look around, leave a comment. If you're a returning viewer, leave a comment, let me know. And thank you so much for sticking around. But as always, peace out, everyone.